Okay, hi everybody. Kevin checking in here. It's Tuesday, August 26th. It's been a couple months since my last update, and kind of just felt the need to give everybody the latest and we won't say greatest, but not too bad in my process here, in my journey, which we keep hearing about I can't believe it's been about 6 months, 8 minus 2, 6 months since my diagnosis for advanced stage 4 prostate cancer with a metastasis to my bones. Yay. Um, the last time I think I checked in, I had just begun what was supposed to be like the third kind of tool in the three-prong attack, called triplet therapy, to kind of put the cancer on its heels, so to speak. And at that time, I had just attempted my first dose of the chemo that I took, which is called docetaxel, and failed miserably at that. But thanks to the good doctors at Memorial Sloan, we got in contact with their allergists, who they're all such brilliant people, but created a cocktail that I could tolerate. So long story short, the summer has been tagged Hot Chemo Summer 25. I just completed my sixth dose of the docetaxel. I have one of those every 3 weeks. Instead of 90 minutes a dose, they spread it out, and where it took 6 or 7 hours to get through the day to get it into my body. But thankfully they did, and so was actually able to go through this treatment, which the statistics, now you can't judge statistics, but I still like numbers and use numbers, especially when they're to my advantage. So the numbers of the latest trials and things, they kind of gives you, bumps you up from a 28% survival rate after 5 years to 50%. So I like those odds. They kind of keep going up in my favor. And again, it's true. It's not something that you live and die by, but it's something to use as a measure. So when I started, I had these great ambitions of I was going to write the great chemo novel, right? Inspired by there's lots of cancer TikTokers out there, and lots of people chronicling their journey, and with much more elegance and style and information than I have. But once I got started in this process, I realized it was just not something that I was going to be able to do. I greatly, greatly underestimated the powerful effects of this treatment. I don't regret doing it, but certainly humbled by the experience. It's a life defining situation. I guess I kind of like assumed the physical stuff, right? Oh, you're gonna puke, and you're gonna be tired, and it's gonna be the worst flu you ever had. What I did not recognize was going to be kind of the mental, the psychological effects of having this drug in your body. It's a really it's a terrible thing. So not to get into gory details about it, it's just it's a tough. Oh, so once every 3 weeks I would go up. B and I would stay with Nora in Brooklyn. Go over. The dose itself is really kind of not that bad of a situation. You're hanging out and just getting some great bagels with cream cheese and tomato, and then back to Nora's place, and then home. But it was probably like 3 or 4 days after the treatment was when all the stereotypes that you think about chemo happen, and it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. But then you kind of come out of it, and then you start to recover, and you end up kind of being somewhat normal. Besides just constant weird side effects that seem to come out from every pore of your body, just to get ready to hit the next one. So yeah. Again, thought I was gonna write the great book about chemo, because when you go and you search and you look and you try to find other people's experiences, each one is different, and I haven't been able to find something that kind of effectively communicates what happens. And I think every day about my friend Mary and Christy, both who passed here, and I know had treatments over many years, and I don't understand how they did it, because this is right now. I hope to Christ I'm like one and done with this stuff. It is just brutal. So I never really appreciated this for the people I knew who were doing it. And if you know people who are doing it, give them a hug, because it's tough. So anyway, I am 1 week out from that 6th dose. The good news is my numbers continue to go down. Probably not as fast as I'm hoping. For keeping score, the latest number is 1.1 with my PSA. And then my ALP score is a 430. For that to be normal, you got to get it to 300. So we're right there. Doctors seem happy with my 1.1. My fellows in my support groups that I talk about always are aiming for undetectable, which is what I'm still kind of aiming for. And basically, you want those numbers as low as possible for as long as possible. And it seems that the longer you can keep those numbers down, the better case you have to kind of keep the beast asleep, as they say. Again, after this sixth round, the kind of cancer that I have is not one where you kind of ring the bell and when you're like, yay, like we're done, you beat cancer. This is stage 4 is one where thankfully we can begin to start to think of it as a chronic illness if those numbers continue to stay low and you just kind of keep kicking the can. And then when the numbers start to go up again, you try something else. It seems that the docetaxel worked. At least it worked on this part, killing my hair, making me feel like shit. But you don't know if it's worked until probably about 6 or 7 weeks from now. I'll do two types of scan. One is a PET scan, which measures the cancer kind of activity. So the first one I had, one of those was the proverbial, I look like a Christmas tree. Hopefully I look like a dull Christmas tree. And then the second is a traditional CT scan, which the original one showed, a pretty significant tumor between my rib cage and my lung, and then also lesions on my rib cage. And hopefully those will either look the same or can actually be smaller. And then we just kind of look to continue to attack it that way. So that's kind of where we are. It is a milestone to be finished with the chemo. obviously happy it's over with. Um, I hope to Christ it worked to some degree. Um, and yeah, so just really just need to kind of stay focused on, you know, that's also where I'll get my next lab. So the kind of the next phase here is a little bit longer. I've been having my blood tested every 3 weeks, which was kind of a pain, but again, it was kind of reassuring at the same time. This one is a little bit longer. The good news is, again, my numbers are good. So it's just like, oh, shit, your PSA doubled. If my PSA doubled, and then I'd be at a 2.2, right? It wouldn't be at a 3016. And the other indicators, all the indicators point towards, improvement. So that's what we're trying to focus on. But at the same time, like, just wanting, so I think it's important to kind of to keep it real. So that's what I'm trying to do. Once again, I appreciate all the calls and the texts and the messages. It means a lot. It counts. And don't think that they don't go unnoticed. And the energies are something that I draw upon every day. I'm so appreciative for you and for my family and my friends. It's a tough transition here to go from kind of a emergency mode into a mode of just kind of being sick. It's kind of a luxury, and I appreciate it. Every day is bonus time. It really is. But again, it's tough at the same time. I'm not gonna pretend that it's any different. So yeah, maybe I'll leave it at that. And hopefully the next message that you'll be getting from me will be at the end of October, beginning of November, with positive scans and hopefully maybe some hair back and back to my 2 other treatments, which I thought they sucked in the spring. Don't seem that bad right now. So also just kind of in the meantime, to leave on a happy note, and at the advice of absolutely no one, headed to Belfast tomorrow with Ted to help him move back into school, as with all my kids, and B, they continue to help me. We'll see how this goes. If you hear about me on the news, well, that's what you hear. But going to be over there for a number of days. Really looking forward to that. Looking forward to some disassociation and some repression, which I think the north of Ireland is a good place to do that. Yeah, so I'll just leave it there. Thanks again. I love you all. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you soon.